Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's So here, or Cameron, whatever floats you guys free boat today. I've got a very exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys just kind of a first impression of Maplestory 2. Is it really worth playing? My answer to that is yes, so I'm just going to be kind of going over a few short themes here with you guys. Going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. Don't want to make it too long because this isn't a full in-depth review, as I don't have access to everything. I don't have a founder's pack, and the game hasn't officially launched yet. But I do have the game in the background, and I did want to share some things with you guys. Just kind of, again, my first impression of everything. Before we get started though, guys, definitely be sure to check the link down in the description below. Get $10 off your guys' order of Axio. Be sure to smash that like button to support the video. Also, if you guys are new, subscribe. I do appreciate all of the support. Before we continue forward, if you guys haven't had a chance to reserve your in-game name yet, definitely do so before the 1st, because as of the 1st you won't be able to reserve it anymore for free. You'll have to have a founder's pack in order to do it, to take advantage from the head start. Unfortunately, I'll have to wait until the 10th to actually officially play the game itself, since I don't have a founder's pack. From what I've just been able to see and look at already, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a short thing here. So I'll try to make this short and sweet as possible, but it may be a little long. So anyways, just kind of going over the basics, you guys. Graphics interface, user interface, or the graphics, the user interface. User interface is very clean. You know, there's quick slots on one side and the other side of the health and MP bar. The MP is called Spirit, and it's not MP. The kind of menu icons in the chat are very clean and everything like that. Menu options and things like that, very easy to navigate, as it normally should be. Moving into the interface directly, you can change the interface size, damage transparency, damage size, as this is a 3D game, so it is going to be a little bit different. Moving into the graphics directly, so this game is a little bit graphics hungry, which is crazy, because again, it's a 3D game, not to be at least expected. But you guys can run this game in 1080p resolution, and so I do know that regular Maplestory, you can only run it in a maximum resolution of 1366 by 766, so, or 768. So for any of you guys that have a 2K or a 4K monitor, you can do the full windowed of the 1080p. If you guys do run it or have a 1080p directly, nice cool thing about having it full screen is that you can click in and out of the game, of the full screen, without it closing down like other games, which is really nice, so it doesn't lag or anything like that. Which is just kind of very simplistic, and I like that. I like that feature that they've implemented. They do have an option for HDR, which is just high definition resolution for certain effects and things like that, distortion effects. You can do real-time shadows, anti-aliasing, just kind of make things look smoother. You can display the FPS in the top left-hand corner, so you know what kind of FPS that you're getting throughout the duration of your gaming session. They do have VSync option available that it sets the FPS to try to match the monitor's refresh rate. I never generally have it on just so it maximizes the FPS. Sound, you guys. There is a little bit of a difference. Interface, sound effects, music, environment, cutscenes, character voices, boss voices, system voices. So there's a whole lot of different ones that you can kind of alter, just of the different things. Moving on to the controls, you guys. This game is a very heavy made for computer or not computer. Wow. Keyboard or keyboard and mouse. Gosh, I can't even talk. It's like 1 in the morning right now, so if I kind of stutter a little bit or just like sluggish, That's why. You guys can also use a DualShock 4 controller with this game, and so that is a thing. I do use my gamepad controller here, the Logitech one, so I don't know if I'd be able to use that one, but I think I'm going to try to roll with more of the keyboard style for this game, at least to take advantage of everything. It is going to be a little bit more difficult just because I don't really play as many games like that, but going back to the graphics though, I did kind of want to go over the system specs and stuff like that for you guys, which I'll leave a link down in the description below that will kind of compare. It's a safe program that they have on the website, but you can use it to just kind of run your own computer specs versus what the minimum or the recommended specs are of the game. Right now, you guys, the minimum system requirements is a i3 CPU. AMD wise, I don't know what the equivalency is. I've never used AMD. I've always been an Intel person myself. RAM, at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. GPU card, you want to have at least a 730 or 630 GT NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, and then at least 8 gigabytes of storage to hold the game. Recommended system requirements is at least an i5 CPU or better, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. So for you guys that run only 4 gigabytes or 6 gigabytes, the game may run a tad bit choppy and not smooth, so just keep that in mind. Graphics card wise, you need at least a 750 Ti, 650 or 650 Ti or a GT 1030 graphics NVIDIA card in order to have the game run smoothly. I'll leave a link down in the description below where you guys can just click on the link and it will take you to Nexon's website, where you can just kind of run your own computer specs versus what those minimum and recommended specs are. It will let you know if you do meet those requirements or not, which is pretty cool. Moving on, you guys, here to the next thing is the inventory. So with inventory, it's pretty cool. Kind of works the same in a way for like it did in regular Maplestory, but they do have a lot more categories, and so it is a little bit different. I don't want to go over all of those categories, but they do have each of their own amount of inventory slots, which is pretty cool. As far as like the stuff for enchantments and stuff like that, there's things called catalysts where you can view the materials for enchantment, item rerolling, and other options. To enchant items, they need to be at least level 20 or higher to change the attribute for rerolling. It says here epic armor level or higher, or accessories level 50 or higher, so I don't know if the armor pertains to that level 50 requirement, but you would use the catalysts to go through all of that. Another cool thing is you can dismantle your own equipment, which is pretty cool, to kind of gain those materials to have for the thing, which is pretty cool for the enchantments and everything like that. Another feature that they've implemented is being able to lock items into your inventory, so that way if you go to sell some items or stuff like that, you don't actually accidentally sell items or accidentally lose items because of that reason. I don't know if that goes for selling the items. I would assume so, but don't count me on that. You can expand your current tab for the inventory slots. One of the really cool things is that they've implemented an auto loot system. What I really love about this is that you can now auto loot items when they drop. So this isn't only restricted to pets anymore, like it is just in the regular Maplestory. So it shows dropped items, currencies, merits, mesos, other items, consumables, equipment, quality wise. So as you guys know, in regular Maplestory, you have rare, you have epic, and then you have unique and then legendary. Well, this game you do have kind of the same thing. It is a little bit different, but with a 5th tier. So you have rare is the lowest. You have exceptional, which is kind of like the epic, and then you have epic, which is kind of like the unique. Then you have legendary, which is kind of like the legendary, but then you have ascendant, which is even better than the legendary. So it's kind of cool. They have 5 tiers of qualities instead of just 4 like the regular Maplestory. Moving on, you guys, into the quest, or not the quest, the skills. So skills, I don't know. I knew that this game was going to be a little bit different with the skills. There's a total of 150 skill points to be earned since the cap is level 50 at this time. Now, from my understanding or my assumption that you'd get 3 skill points every level, just kind of like regular Maplestory. The difference is though, there's only one job, and it's not like multiple jobs within the one main job. It's just one basic skill tree that you level up, and you're able to unlock new skills as you reach these higher levels. The only thing that I'm concerned with is if you can only level up the skill a certain number of times until you're a certain level. So kind of some games where you have to level up to like level 5 in order to unlock the 6th level of that skill, when it only has 10 levels of that particular skill. So it might work something like that, kind of how Dragon Nest is for any of you guys that have played that game. But that's just kind of how the skill tree works there. And then moving on to the character tab. So the character tab is a little bit interesting. Here, let me move here a little bit. Whoop. So I can pull up open. So the character tab, you have a title, you have your name, you have your gear, you've got outfits, badges, stuff like that. And so with the gear, you have your like normal helmet, pendant, chest, body armor, cape, weapon, dual weapon or shield, whatever your class is that you use, boots, rings, gloves, belts, earrings, so kind of the normal. Kind of a little bit of a unique thing. I don't know how many attribute points that you would get every time that you level up, but strength, dex, int, luck, health, and critical rate is now one of the things that you can now increase with just using attribute points. So before it just used to be health and then the 4th main stats for your class, but now critical rate is one of those things that you can actually increase as well. Kind of the unique thing is Maplestory 2 has something called gear score. So if you guys ever played Destiny or The Division, it has kind of the same system as that, is like a light system or gear score, where there's going to be certain dungeons and stuff like that that you have to sorry guys. So there's certain dungeons in the main game that you have to meet a certain gear score of in order to do it effectively and without complications. So it does kind of add a little bit of a uniqueness to the game that way, and each weapon does kind of have a average gear score, so it takes that average. So the higher that average is, it will help contribute to that. Gear, as far as gear though that doesn't contribute, is shields and codexes for the player. But other than that, I mean, you can view everything else, like damage bonuses, bonus attack, physical attack, magical, whatever, everything as far as like defense, stats, and all of that. I mean, they have a full breakdown, which is pretty cool. The next thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about was so the menus and everything, very simplistic and all of that. I just like how the game looks. But the two things that I did want to kind of cover that are kind of more of a unique thing is the workshop. So you guys can kind of create your own like clothes, weapons, designs, things like that or you can kind of create your own designs for the weapons, clothes, and cosmetics, just kind of things. They of course do have to be within certain guidelines, just to not have it offend anybody and just for, you know, being appropriate reasons. But that's pretty cool. It does add a very kind of unique thing to the game that way. With these designs that you guys create and stuff like that, you can sell these designs to other players in game for in-game currency and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So adds a unique you know, play style to that game. You can design things for the housing and stuff like that in the game, which is pretty cool. But the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about that's pretty unique is a prestige system. So once you hit level 50, you can prestige. Once you prestige, you unlock a life skill. Now, these life skills can be pretty much used like how the Legion system is, if I assume correctly. Don't count me on this. But they kind of essentially in the way work the same, where once you know, level up and stuff like that, these life skills you can use through all of your characters on the account. It is account wide, so I don't know exactly how that prestige system is going to work. My thought is that, you know, you level up all the way to 50 or whatever the max level cap is, you prestige, and then you restart at 1, and then you have that life skill, but you then have that bonus, and then you just level up again. So I don't know kind of how that works or how many prestiges there may be. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how that works out, but that may be my presumption on how that may work. I'm not sure, don't count me on that, guys. So that's just kind of where I wanted to bring you guys everything. Like I said, this isn't a full in-depth review or anything like that, but I did kind of want to make this, you know, as clean and short as possible for you guys. So I'm excited for the game. Definitely is going to be worth playing in my opinion. It's going to be a little bit to get used to, especially with all of the new controls and everything like that. But again, if you guys haven't had a chance to register your in-game name, definitely do so before the 1st. Definitely something that you want to take advantage of, because as of the 1st, you won't be able to do it unless if you have a Founders Pack. If you don't have a Founders Pack, you're going to have to wait until the 10th when the game officially drops. And if you have a name that you want, but it's already taken, well, you're just kind of SOL on that. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Definitely be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. Check the link down in the description below. Let me know what you guys want to see in future videos by leaving those comments. But if you guys are excited for Maplestory 2, let me know. I am. Can't wait to bring you guys content. I want to try to keep up on this as much as possible and bring you guys the most content. I know that's going to require a lot of time and work, and I'm prepared for that. So I'm just going to be kind of, you know, grinding out this game and everything when it does drop. So I'm excited. But anyways, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys all later. Peace out.
I'm a disappointment, doing everything I can. I don't want to make you disappointed. It's annoying. I just want to make it feel like everything I ever did was never trying to make an issue for you. But I guess the more you thought about everything, you were never even wrong in the first place, right? Yeah, I'ma just ignore you, walking towards you, with my head down, looking at the ground. I'm embarrassed for you.